So as requested, we are having a little walk up the trail today. I'm taking you with me, with us, and I got some stuff I want to share with you. First, let's talk about going off on campouts and the things that happen when we get back. So, speaking for myself, I can't speak for the other campers, but there's a lot of times that we get back from a camp out and we'll be at the cabin either unloading or just getting out of the car, and we're greeted by owl calls just right there. There's also been times that I've received gifts. The first time I went to the Blues, got back and came out here and I told the forest about the amazing adventures that we had had, and about 20 minutes later I found a perfect leaf tucked into the handle of my car. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Things happen when you get back from these trips that we go on. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about what happened last summer after we got back from the Blues. I had considered sharing this last summer, but the topic is a little disgusting, and certain members of the group had convinced me that it was probably too gross to share. But you know what? The heck with it. It may be disgusting, but I'm going to share it anyway. So, the topic is slugs. I happen to be particularly fond of slugs. I get that a lot of people out there think that they're really gross and disgusting because they're slimy little creatures and they get into your garden and they eat all your stuff, because that's what they do. And when I was a kid, my mom taught us to put salt on them or cut them up with scissors. And even when I was a kid, it's just wrong. It's a living creature. Just don't do that. But I've grown up being in the woods, and I've developed a strong appreciation for them. They're beautiful, amazing little creatures, and I don't appreciate them in my garden. So I have something that I do. I come out at night and I collect them in a little pan, and then I relocate them to a new home in the woods. Last year what I had done was we had taken down some little maple trees, and I cut the leaves off and I put them off into the woods across the road from the cabin, and that was the slug habitat where I would deposit them, hoping that they would be happy enough there to stay there and not come back into my yard. When we got back from the Blues last year, I had been out collecting slugs just kind of during the day, looking around a little at the morning. I didn't realize that if you go out in the middle of the night, that's when they're really out and that's when you can really collect them. So I was just kind of going out in the morning and looking around and picking up a few that I'd see. So there was one morning, just a couple days after we got back from the Blues, I'd gone out, done some watering, picked up a few slugs, and at that point I was still just pitching them across the creek. So I finished what I was doing, left my Birkenstocks on the porch when I went inside, and I came out about 10-15 minutes later, and there was a slug had been deposited on the heel of my shoe. There's no slime trail leading to it. In fact, it was curled up on its side in a puddle of its own slime in the heel of my shoe. We have three kinds of slugs here. We have like the leopard slug, which is fast, spotted. The European brown slugs, which are pretty slow, and the banana slugs, which are indigenous to the area. They're my favorites. Oh, here's one of the brown ones right here. So it was one of these that was deposited in my shoe. Now, I don't really want to pick him up because I'll get slimy. You can see if we can do an example here. So now he's been bothered. See how he kind of lays on his side there? And he's just kind of going to curl up. And he's going to stay like that for a little while. These guys aren't in any big hurry. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time we get up here and come back, he's just starting to uncurl and get back about his business. So anyway, that's the kind of slug that was in my shoe. It was curled up on its side in a puddle. Something had deposited there. So to me that was a gift. They knew that I love the slugs, Just like the leaf, it was a welcome home gift. So, the slug story goes on from there. I'd been going out every night and collecting them, and at first I got a lot. There was a lot of slugs out at night, but after a week or two it got so that, there were pretty few and far between. And the ones that I was finding mostly were just the little tiny, newly hatched babies. So I wasn't getting much. I was out one night, I got like 5 slugs, and I'd been out there searching, with the flashlight, and that's pretty minimal. And I thought to myself, well, sometimes there's more big ones that are over by the creek. And over by the creek, I don't really have any plants or, no garden over there, so I don't really go over in that direction and look very often. But I decided to. So I do that. I go over there, got my pan, my glove, my flashlight. I go over toward the creek, and I found the darndest thing. It was literally a pile of slugs. It was the brown ones, curled up with some little baby banana slugs that were kind of stuck to them, and the leopard slugs, which are the fastest, the ones that when I collect them in my pan, they're the first ones to try and escape every time. There were 2 of those in single file crawling away from this pile of slugs. So that's just the darndest thing. There's big ones, there's little ones, there's 3 different kinds. Is this something that slugs do? I've never seen it before. Kind of flipped the pile over, and underneath there were more slugs that were just kind of stuck together in the little wad. And I thought, that's pretty strange. So I collected them, into the pan they went. Took about another 6 feet. Here's another pile of slugs. Same thing. Big brown ones curled up, littler ones stuck to them, and one big leopard slug that was actually crawling off, leaving the area, which tells me that they hadn't been there long. So at this point it finally clicks. Oh, they've been deposited here. For me to find, I guess. Either that or, well, they just didn't want me running out of slugs. But it was the same thing, where it was like a whole handful of them had been stuck together, dropped on the ground, and then, what you doing down there, miss? Come on, Goldie. There she is. A whole pile of them had been just dropped there, and, the fast leopard slugs were getting away quickly, and the rest were just kind of all glued together in a heap. So, yeah, it's like, well, do they not want me running out of slugs? Do they think that I like them enough that I need more? Do they think my yard still needs to have slugs in it? I don't know, but I was taking them, depositing them across the road, and every night I'd pitch them onto that pile of leaves, and I'd say, live well and prosper. Be happy here. Don't come back. Was I feeding Sasquatch? Was this a snack that I was tossing out there? Did the Sasquatch think that I was just giving them gifts, so they brought some back? I don't know. It's all speculation, but yeah, it was pretty cool, especially after I'd already been gifted one slug. So that leads us to this year. So I have a nice garden again. We've actually expanded it. It's doing really well. Oh, look, there's a bee on the flowers. So my garden's doing really well. And once again, I'm out there collecting slugs at night. Although this year, I'm thinking maybe because I did such a thorough job last year, I'm not finding quite as many. There's still plenty of slugs, and I can still find when they hatch, and get all the little babies off my plants. And I don't really have a big heap of debris for the slug commune for them to go live like I did last year, but I still bring them out to the woods and deposit them and tell them to live well and prosper. So this was 3-4 nights ago. Came out, and you got to wait until it's really dark. So 10:30, 11 at least. I come out, and it's pitch dark, and I'm headed out toward the road because I was just looking in that direction first. Oh, what are you after? What's in there, Goldie? Anything? No? Okay. Come on, let's go. Oh, that's too big for you, miss. Oh, yeah, that's way too big. You can't have that one. I'm sorry. You gonna try anyway? Alrighty. Well, come on. Alright, good try. So anyway, went out, and I'd been doing this for probably about a week. Went out, walked out toward the road, and I see these two big red eyes watching me from the middle of the road, and they're kind of down low. You know, they're not up in the air, they're a few feet off the ground, and my first thought was, well, it was Goldie. She's out there, so I called her because I didn't want her, you know, hanging out in the road, and the eyes just disappeared. And I started walking out toward them, going, Goldie, Goldie, where did you go? And then I heard something, and I turned around and looked, and here she was right behind me. So whatever those eyes were, they were not her. So were there little Sasquatches out anticipating my next deposit of slugs out in the woods? Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to keep at it. And I'll be going off to the Blues here again pretty soon. And boy, I sure hope I have some kind of interaction when I get back with them. I'll tell them about the stories, their experiences, and maybe I'll get a response. It happens. Doesn't always happen, but it does happen. So anyway, I guess we're just gonna finish our walk. What you doing over there, miss? You getting into the swamp? Come on. We shouldn't pause here too long. Mom's gonna get ate up. Come on. Come on, miss. Little Miss Goldie. Come on. Come on. Are you coming? Here she comes. There she is. Yep. Skeeters are out. Well, the sun's coming out. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Good day to be a slug, huh? He's still here, and he is on the move again. So you can see the little puddle that he created where I dropped him. And let's see, it took me probably another 5 minutes up there, 5 minutes back to here, is 10 minutes. So this is just an example of how slow the brown ones are. And you can see that he's noticed I'm now paying attention to him again, and he's just kind of curled up and ready to go back into sleep mode. One other thing that happened. There was one night when I was depositing my slugs on that pile of the slug commune. I looked over, and there was a large upright X had been created right there beside my little pile of debris. So to me that was an acknowledgement that, hey, we're out here too, seeing what you're doing. Approval maybe? I don't know, all we can do is speculate on that. But so yeah, there was the slug in the shoe, there was the X beside my deposit pile, there was the two piles of slugs that were left in the yard. Not sure if they were meant for me to find or not, or just to disperse so I don't have, you know, so I still have slugs to find. But anyway, I hope I didn't gross you out too much, and I realize that not everybody's into the slimy little creatures, but I think they're wonderful, and apparently the Sasquatch know that I think they're wonderful, and yeah, we'll see what happens next. So thanks for going on this little walk with us today. Give you another little quick look around. It's beautiful, isn't it? No, what is it, Goldie? What is it? She just caught a whiff of something. What is it, miss? Something over there. That's where the cloaker was over there. Anyway, we got to get moving before these mosquitoes just eat me up. So Come on, Goldie. Let's go. Come on, miss. Here she comes. Yeah. All right. So take care, everybody. And we'll see y'all again real soon. Bye.